So let's talk about an article published today by Reuters speculating about what the Department of Justice might do in the lawsuits that have been filed against Donald Trump for inciting the insurrection, for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. And then let's talk about how the Department of Justice really needs to keep in mind that it's the people's law firm, not the president's law firm. Because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So there have been a lot of questions, a lot of concern, a lot of outrage, anger, disgust at an article that was published by Reuters today. So first of all, and perhaps most importantly, this article is not news. It's not reporting something that happened. The article speculates about what position the Department of Justice might take in the future. The article speculates about what the Department of Justice might do in the lawsuits that have been filed against Donald Trump for inciting the insurrection. But as we talk through this issue today, let's keep in mind this is pure speculation. The Department of Justice has taken no position in the lawsuits that have been filed against Donald Trump and others for inciting the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. So with that in mind, here's the headline in today's piece by Reuters. Biden's Justice Department may defend Trump in Capitol riot lawsuits. And the article begins, former U.S. President Donald Trump may have an unlikely ally to defend him against lawsuits alleging he incited the U.S. Capitol insurrection. That ally? President Joe Biden's Justice Department. Remember, speculation, not news. But there have been multiple lawsuits filed against Donald Trump and others for inciting the insurrection. Lawsuits filed by Capitol police officers who were injured by Trump's angry mob. A lawsuit filed by Congressman Benny Thompson. A lawsuit filed by Congressman Eric Swalwell, and other suits have been filed as well. Congressman Swalwell's lawyer is a gentleman named Phil Andonian, actually a former D.C. public defender. We ran in the same criminal justice circles in D.C., and I can tell you he is an excellent lawyer. And he's quoted in the article, today's piece in Reuters, saying that he is really concerned that the Department of Justice might take the same position in his lawsuit, the lawsuit that was filed on behalf of Congressman Eric Swalwell and the others, might take the same position that the Department of Justice took in defending Donald Trump in the E. Jean Carroll lawsuit. So let's talk about the E. Jean Carroll case for a minute. As you probably know, the Department of Justice stepped into the lawsuit that was brought by Miss Carroll against Donald Trump for Donald Trump allegedly telling a whole bunch of defamatory lies about her. The department stepped in and is defending in the suit and trying to get Donald Trump out of the suit altogether. They're trying to protect him. And here is the Department of Justice's theory, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but their theory is a president is expected to make statements during press conferences and in other settings, and he might be asked questions about his personal life, including his personal life and conduct before he was elected. And any statements he makes about those things, we will deem to be within the scope of his official duties as president, within the scope of his employment. And here's the worst part about it. The Department of Justice says even if the president lies and defames somebody like Miss Carroll, we will still defend him. We will still say It was within the scope of his official presidential duties. That's an absurd position. That's an obscene position. That's the kind of position that our federal government should not take, right? Now, let's step out of the concrete facts of the E. Jean Carroll case for a minute and talk about the theory behind this kind of immunity for government officials. And it was probably well-intentioned when these laws were passed. Of course, you know what they say about the road to hell being paved with good intentions, or maybe the road to a dictatorship. So let's assume that you have a postal employee and he or she is driving their postal truck, delivering the mail on their route, and they get into a fender bender. And the driver of the other vehicle sues the postman or the postwoman. The federal government, the Department of Justice, can step in and say, look, you were performing official government duties and now you're being sued for it. We will take you out of the suit and we will enter as the defendant or the respondent. We'll defend the suit. Part of the perk of being a government employee and performing what are actually official government duties, okay? That has been so twisted and contorted and bent out of any sort of reasonable shape that it's now being applied to a president who tells defamatory lies, re-victimizing somebody like Miss Carroll. But now we have this Reuters article, and it speculates that, well, maybe the Department of Justice will take the same position in the insurrection lawsuits that have been filed against Donald Trump. Here's the thing, folks. How in the world could the Department of Justice take the position that a president of the United States inciting an insurrection, launching a violent attack, courtesy of his angry mob, on the U.S. Capitol to try to stop the certification of a presidential election, to try to stop democracy in its tracks, to try to stop the peaceful transition of power? How can the Department of Justice say that's within the scope of the official duties of the President of the United States? For goodness sake, it's the exact opposite of what a President of the United States should do. He should facilitate the peaceful transfer of power, not try to stop the incoming administration from being certified after it won the election. You know, I share the position that appears in the Reuters article, quoting Professor Lawrence Tribe, and the article reads, quote, Tribe said it would be outrageous for the department to defend Trump against the lawsuits related to the U.S. Capitol riots on the basis that fomenting a violent insurrection, as charged in those suits, fell within the president's job description. Saying that it's part of a president's official duties to stop the certification of the results of a presidential election? That's absurd. That's unjust. That, frankly, is a democracy-busting position. And I guess I would finish up by just making a personal plea to Merrick Garland. You know, the Department of Justice is supposed to be the people's law firm, not the president's law firm. And you must know, Mr. Attorney General, that the people are anxious, they're upset, they're despondent, they're desperate. It would sure be nice if you could step to the mic just once and reassure us that the Department of Justice is, in fact, investigating those who funded the insurrection, those who organized the insurrection, those who incited the insurrection. Now, as a 30-year prosecutor, I know as well as anybody that we don't comment on pending investigations. This wouldn't be divulging anything about the nature of a pending investigation. It would not compromise anything. But it would sure go a long way to reassure the American people that justice matters. As always, folks, please stay safe. Please stay tuned. And I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.